Hi, I'm Pete.
And I'm Steve.
And we're the Lazy Podcast Brothers. This is Pete and Steve's Lazy Podcast, episode 4. Quite a lot to talk about this week, so let's get stuck in with the Blair Witch. It's meant to be a sequel to the original Blair Witch, but it felt a lot more like just a straight up remake with more gadgets in this time, but essentially the same shit happens. Straight up, I hated this. It was awful film. It was all over the place. It was annoying. The shaky cam was, one of the things they said when they talked about it was like, oh yeah, cameras are so much better now and everything like that. Why make it the same then? Why make it that, you have shaky camera all the time? People screaming their faces off all the time. Just actually made me feel physically ill watching this. It's like playing Doom for like 3 hours or Call of Duty.
Felt like 3 hours.
3 hours on end, and you just feel sick afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed. It was directed by Adam Wingard, who did the great You're Next and the brilliant The Guest. I really love those movies, so I was expecting something a lot smarter than this movie. I was expecting him to do something a little bit different. And he didn't. He just took the money and run.
Well, it's written by Simon Barrett as well, who wrote You're Next and The Guest. I totally agree. It's brilliant films. Both very clever, little twists on genres and stuff. And he must have written this on the back of a cigarette packet.
In half an hour.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's just like, remake Blair Witch. There you go. And then just give him that, where's my money? And walked off. Because not much else really happened. Basically, it's just a rehash of the first one, just with more gadgets. Don't like it at all. It was awful.
I felt it was a complete waste of my time.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it the grand total of 1 star. Very generous.
And I concur. 1 star.
Terrible, terrible film. Do not go and watch Blair Witch, please. Okay, and then on the opposite scale, we've got Don't Breathe, absolutely cracking home invasion movie where 3 young people break in and rob a blind guy with, not a very good night for them really, or the blind guy really, to be fair.
They tried to rob the wrong guy.
Yeah, this is a cracking film, really, really good film. It's not a horror film. Obviously, I think again the trailers sort of make it out to be a bit of a horror film, but it's not. I found it more of a thriller. All right, a couple of bits that made me jump and everything. Yeah, great. But I felt more thrilled than anything else. It's like, are they going to hear him? Is he going to hear them? He can't see him, so he sniffs them out and does all sorts and everything. And nice lot of twists and turns, some real horrible, nasty twists and everything that you don't see coming. I'm sorry, but you don't see them coming. And I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant film.
Yep, I thought it was great. I was really on the edge of my seat for this whole movie. It was very well directed and it's well worth going to see.
Yeah, done by the guy that did the remake of The Evil Dead, which I actually really enjoyed. I thought it was actually a very decent
people
film.
do get a bit of a downer on that one, but I quite like it. It's a nasty movie.
Nasty little film, that's good. And this is equally as good, so if not better. I'd have said it's much, much better. I'm going to give this 4 stars.
Yep, I'm going to give this 4 as well. Go and see it.
Good. And then we've got the return of the great Mel Gibson in front of the camera this time in Bloodfather. Not directed by him, directed by Juan Cole Serra, who directed The Shallows, the shark movie that we talked about in the last podcast. Again, decent film. Again, as we mentioned, does loads of, pretty much directs most of Liam Neeson's action films these days, which are all generally alright, and this was also alright. It was decent enough.
Yep, enjoyable, and it's great to see Mel Gibson back. We've been missing him. He's a great actor and a great director. And it's a shame he's been on the back burner for the last few years.
Yeah, obviously he's got his Hacksaw Ridge, which is his directorial comeback which is getting cracking reviews everywhere and meant to be extremely good. So I can't wait to see this.
Check out the trailer. The trailer's
fantastic. Good. So we can post it up on the Facebook site for you guys if you want to check it out. I think it's already up there actually. So have a look at that, and that's coming out soon. But yeah, Bloodfather, decent enough. You know, it's good to see Mel Gibson. He's a grumpy old bastard these days and looks as much like one as well. So a bit of a scruff bag. But yeah, he's so watchable in all the films that he's made and everything. He's always the big star.
Well, he's a star and he's a great actor.
Yeah, he's always Mel Gibson in every Mel Gibson film. It's amazing. I'll give this one 3 stars. Decent.
Yeah, I'll give this 3 as well. Probably worth catching when it comes out on download or something like that.
Yeah, it's coming out in a couple of weeks, I think, on next week, I think, at the cinema. So pretty sure if you fancy a bit of Mel Gibson, then check it out. Steve, you got one a film that I haven't seen?
Yeah, sadly my brother missed this. It's Hell or High Water, starring Chris Pine, Ben Foster and Jeff Bridges. And I thought this was excellent. Basically, it's all about a couple of brothers who are getting screwed over by their bank. So we all know how that feels like. And they decide no, they've had enough, and they make a plan to rob some banks.
Jeff Bridges any good in it?
He's excellent. He's you know, okay, he can be a bit not up always. And down.
That's why I asked.
But in this, he's brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Because he puts that voice on, and you can't understand a bloody word he says. And he just looks like sounds like he's chewing tobacco through. There's
a little bit of that in here, but
film.
It's not quite as bad. It's directed by David Mackenzie, who did the excellent Startup.
Startup quality film.
And this is probably my best film of the month. It is absolutely brilliant. The tension in it was superb. The bank robberies and the storyline. And Chris Pine, it's his best film I've ever seen him in.
It's his biggest forehead ever.
He is excellent in this.
Put that on the poster.
So it's well worth going to see. If you see one film this month, I think this is it, and I have to give it a 5. 5 stars.
Cool. I'll check it out next time. Well, obviously it'll be when it's available on Blu-ray or something. So, because I think I've missed that one. But yeah, definitely one I want to see. So that's cool. We got loads of trailers as well. Steve, a couple of trailers you want to talk about?
Well, there's Passengers,
yeah,
starring Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Big budget science fiction extravaganza.
Yeah,
it looks very good.
Kind of reminded me a little bit of Silent Running, the beginning of the trailer and everything. 2 people sort of woken up early with a spaceship full of other people, and they don't know why, and they're kind of on their own and do their thing and everything. But looks like it's going to turn into an action movie like Sunshine or something.
Well, hopefully there'll be a few more surprises in it. But, you know, the trailer made me feel quite intrigued.
Yeah, I thought it looked decent. I thought it looked really decent. Quite, you know, at the moment, not too sure, you know, what it's about or, you know, anything like that. Decent director, Morgan Tidlam, who's quite a decent director, directed the... what is it? Headhunters and The Imitation Game.
I love Headhunters.
Both superb films. You get to see that. Imitation Game, brilliant. Headhunters, absolutely brilliant. That's a great film. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What else we got? Fist Fight.
Ice Cube and Charlie Day.
God, it looks awful. Wow. It looks terrible, rubbish, American comedy where there's one joke and it's stretched out for an hour and a half.
It might work. I mean, I'm a big fan of Charlie Day. I find him a very funny guy, and I love him in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Probably my
he's the shouty one, isn't he?
Best comedy. You know, he's a down and out one.
That could be all of them.
And you know, we know what American comedy is like. It's very hit and miss, and it's usually a miss.
Really, yeah.
And so you know, it's a big question mark on this one. You never know. It might be good.
No, I'm not that fussed with that one. We got pikey drama. Trespass Against Us with Michael Fassbender. Looked interesting. Don't know if I'm that sort of fussed about it. Sort of more interested in Assassin's Creed, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know with this one. It looks like it might be alright, but I'm not sure about this one at all, to be honest.
Yeah, it shouldn't really be Trespass Against Us. It should be Pikeys Do Robberies.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like there'll be a cameo of Tyson Fury in it somewhere, losing his shit. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not bothered with this one at all, really. I'm sure it might be good. Fassbender's a great watch. Always is a great watch in everything he does. Big fan of his, but yeah, who knows? Not sure about that one.
Not very excited.
Not really. Got The Red Turtle. Now I'm really excited about this one. Looks fantastic. It's directed by a Dutch guy who has generally made short little cartoons, and he won an Oscar for one of his cartoons, and they reckon that he got a phone call from Ghibli to say, love your cartoon, can we distribute it for you? Oh, and by the way, can you make a movie for us? To which he had no idea.
Don't get offers like that every day.
He had no idea what to say. And the product of that is The Red Turtle. The trailer is fantastic. It's kind of Ghibli-esque. Got the same sort of colours, but the style's different. I think that's what's going to set it apart. And from what I gather, there's not much talking or anything like that. So it's a complete, change from all the... what I don't like, the sort of crappy American films where it's just all in your face all of the time. Bang, 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 bang. Can't let you sit still for 2 minutes. I started watching that Secret Life of Pets the other day. Started to enjoy it, and then it was just like, just relentless. I love these like Ghibli films where they're just really sort of smooth, take their time, have little lulls in the film. They're beautiful.
A great atmosphere.
Yeah, can't wait.
But sadly, I think it might be their last film before they shut down the studio.
Yeah,
which is really sad.
And at the moment, it hasn't got a UK release date, which is even sadder at the moment.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see that sooner rather than later. We got a very interesting film called Free Fire, which I thought looked fantastic. Looked great fun. Really great fun.
Yeah, I mean, load of people go into a warehouse to do a gun deal, and it all goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah.
All set in the 70s with a sort of 70s feel to it.
Yeah.
And I thought he looked excellent, really good.
Yeah, English director Ben Wheatley, who we've seen a couple of times at Frightfest.
He can be a bit hit and miss as a director, but this looks like it might be a hit.
Yeah, Kill List, which we hated, Sightseers, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed Sightseers.
I thought it was brilliant. High Rise, which I thoroughly enjoyed. You weren't as keen.
No, but it was a very compelling movie.
Yeah, again, very well directed though, I thought. Very well put together.
The
very
style
well
of it
shot.
was superb.
And obviously this one's got loads of great people in. You got Michael Smiley, that he's in pretty much all his films. You recognise him as soon as you see him. Sam Riley, Brie Larson, Cillian Murphy, Arnie Hammer, the great Charlton Copley, Noah Taylor. Yeah, I mean, list goes on. It's got great people in. I suppose it's all set in a warehouse and they're all shooting people each other for an hour and a half. Sounds great.
Yeah, go and see this movie.
Well up for that. What about Nocturnal Animals?
Well, it looks a little bit intriguing. Looks like it's all about relationships. The actual trailer is a bit ambiguous about what it's about.
Looked like it might be a bit arty.
Yeah, I can't say I'm too excited about it.
Great cast though.
Great cast.
Great cast. Amy Adams, Jake Gyllenhaal, the ever brilliant Michael Shannon. Love Michael Shannon. Go happily see most stuff that he's in. Aaron Taylor Johnson again, really good actor, and Isla Fisher. So again, some really great sort of actors in there. Whether it's any good or not, whether it's a bit style over substance, we will see. But the trailer certainly is a lot of style over substance, really. So we'll see. What about Gold? Matthew McConaughey.
Really excited about this. I'm a big fan of Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
he's usually great in anything he does.
All those rom-coms you love?
I love them. He's a very, very watchable actor.
Yeah, he's brilliant. One of the best around, I think.
He's a star.
Yeah.
And you hardly recognise him in this movie.
Yeah,
he's bald.
Looks like my dad.
And it looks really great. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. Looks like a very, very interesting movie as well. And it's nice to see Matthew McConaughey making interesting movies these days, rather than just heaps of rom-coms when he needs to pay the bills. Now he's just making some really, really interesting movies. So well up for this one. We had some little sort of teasers of Ghost in the Shell. In the final episode of Mr. Robot, each ad break they had a little teaser. like little sort of 20-second teaser of Ghost in the Shell. I mean, I'm well looking for this. I love the original. I mean, the original anime is just fantastic.
Yeah, from 1995.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favourite top animation movies ever made.
And it looks like they're keeping a lot of the visuals. It looks a very, very visual movie. It's directed by Rupert Sanders, who's famous for shagging Kristen Stewart, but also making some really good sort of films and stuff. He did the what's it called? That film with Kristen Stewart that he got done on, actually, wasn't it? So Snow White and the Huntsman, which kind of, when I saw it, I wasn't expecting too much, and I was mesmerised by it. I thought it was a fantastic
enjoyable movie.
I thought it was really, really good.
Very surprising.
Kind of came out of left field a little bit, you know. So I'm for one, really, really looking forward to this film.
Yep,
the visuals look well up.
You know, starring Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
I mean,
love a bit of ScarJo.
She's a great actress, and I mean, this film has the potential to be a very, very good, strong science fiction movie.
Yeah, Beat Kitano's in it as well. Beat Takeshi. Haven't seen him
cool.
for ages. Love him. So it was brilliant to see him in a massive sort of budget movie, sort of kicking people's ass, even though he's probably about 108 now. But yeah, he's still got the looks, looking good. One more.
Yep, this is a small little horror movie, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, with starring Brian Cox, all set a couple
Love
of
Brian
workers.
Cox.
Yeah, he's a brilliant actor.
Yep.
It's very watchable. I mean, this is all set in a morgue, and two morgue workers down there, and everything goes a little bit pear-shaped.
Yeah, it looks really, really good to me. Directed by the guy that did Troll Hunter, which I loved. I loved Troll Hunter. I thought it was a great, fun movie. Absolutely brilliant. So, really looking forward to that one. So, good people in. You know, I like Brian Cox. You know, the best Hannibal Lecter ever, in my opinion. So,
in everyone's opinion.
Not everyone's opinion, Steve. not in the Academy's opinion, Stephen. Sorry. But yeah, that looks interesting. I'm looking forward to that one, actually. So I'm not too sure when it's out or anything. So bit of a genre movie. So you never know.
Let's just hope it gets a cinema release.
Yeah, hopefully. If not, hopefully straight up on Netflix so we can check it out, have a movie night and watch it. Right. So me and Steve have been to Frightfest, a horror film festival set up in London. It's been going on for a long time now. Just loads of genre films, you know, horror films, action films, thrillers, all sorts they have there. They have sort of trailers and everything as well from upcoming films. They have special guests that come in, show you footage. I remember one year they had the guys from Shaun of the Dead come and show a trailer that was specifically put together for Frightfest. And if you've got the DVD at home, there is actually the Frightfest trailer on there that he put together, especially for us. We saw the first 20 minutes of The Walking Dead before it was shown anywhere as well.
Yeah,
I've still got my Walking Dead mug in the
I've
cupboard.
still got one.
It was brilliant. So, you know, loads of freebies and stuff like that. But we went up for a day this time. So it's like, was it over 5 days, wasn't it? Over August bank holiday weekend, I think.
Yeah, it'd be a long weekend.
Yeah, it would be an expensive one as well. We went up for the day and saw some pretty decent films overall. It was good fun, great atmosphere. We saw a film, The Windmill Massacre. Film set in Amsterdam and with windmills that kill people and stuff. But
yeah, it's kind of a slasher movie with a little bit of a different...
Bit of an old school thing.
You know, can't say it was particularly any good. The cast tried to make the best of a bad thing, I think.
Yeah, had Neil from The Office in, and the entire cast was actually there as well, including the director and the producer and the writer. So that's some of the great things about Frightfest, because obviously when the film finished, they sort of down the front of the cinema chatting away, answering questions and everything like that. So, you know, very interesting. But Windmill Massacre, what are you going to give it, Steve? Out of 5. Let's score these. Let's score these up.
1.
I
couldn't not recommend it.
Bad. I'll give it 2. It wasn't a 1. It wasn't Blair Witch bad.
Wow.
It was okay. If you like just bog standard horror films, it was a bog standard horror film. Next up was a very little known film. Even they didn't have trailers, nothing about it. Even up on Internet Movie Database, there's not much about it. Called Monolith. All about a young lady with this supercar that's like impregnable and is steel proof and all this stuff. And it got all the mega gadgets in. And she gets trapped in the desert and her kid gets locked in the car.
Oh.
And it's all about her then going about trying to get the car open, trying to find people and everything like that, and she's an idiot.
Yeah,
Simple
basically.
As she's a massive
one
idiot.
of these films when you're just screaming at the screen, what are you doing, you idiot?
Yeah, why aren't you doing this? But I quite enjoyed it though. I thought
I
it was
must
alright.
admit, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I love like little science fiction movies where something simple goes wrong. And it sort of expands on that, and this is that sort of movie. You know, it's very small budget, and I really liked it.
It's like what we say in it is we really like those films like what would you do? And like, you know, even though you're very frustrated watching this film because, like I said, she's a complete moron, you do come out thinking, why didn't she do that? Why did she do that? Oh, well, I would have done it this way. So it did get you talking. Well, it certainly got us talking. And we got a free car air freshener with Monolith written on it.
I think I've given it away to all my friends.
Absolute bonus. So everybody's cars now smells of petrol and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, monolithy petrol car smell. Then was a very, very strange film called Director's Cut, which was weird. It's really difficult one to explain. It's got Penn and Teller in it. It's like a film within a film within a film with stuff. It's a strange mix, but quite funny. It was funny.
It was quite mildly amusing all the way through, and that's what matters. It's kind of a crowd-funded movie set within another crowd-funded movie. It's just you have to see it.
It's definitely out there.
But I ended up enjoying it, and it was much better than I expected.
Yeah. Oh, Monolith. How many stars?
3.
I'll give it 3 as well. Director's Cut. How many stars?
I'll give that 3 as well.
I'll give it 2.
Oh, that's harsh.
It was all right. The kind of in-joke wore off a little bit, you know, as it went on. So it is all right, but, you know, meh, whatever. Red Christmas, Australian horror movie. A very strange Australian horror movie, which divided a hell of a lot of opinion on the forums afterwards, on Facebook and everything. Some people thinking it was great, other people were a bit appalled by it for certain reasons. So I thought it was good. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean,
it kind of run out of steam.
It dealt with abortion and stuff, and you know, I mean, I didn't find it that kind of controversial personally.
Yeah, because we're not really easily offended. You wouldn't have thought anyone at Frightfest would be easily offended, but it turned out that actually quite a few people were quite offended by it.
Need to be a bit more easygoing.
Well, it was kind of like, you know, the Elephant Man sort of meets Friday the 13th. It was kind of weird, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
a bit of a mishmash.
It seemed to be quite strong up until like the ending, and the ending seemed kind of rushed. It's almost as and there seemed to be, I don't know if they rushed the editing at the end, but there seemed to be scenes missing. The ending was very messy.
Yeah.
And
maybe probably run out of money. Probably more likely.
I thought it would be a little bit smarter at the end, and it just turned out to be another run-of-the-mill genre movie.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
I'll give it 2.
Yeah, I'll give it 2 as well.
Now the film that we were most looking forward to, one of the reasons why we came up on this day, was Train to Busan, which is a Korean horror zombie movie. So it's like Korea's World War Z, wasn't it really?
Yeah,
so,
big budget.
Big budget, you know, and I tell you what, it was fantastic. Easily the best film that we saw there. Probably the best film we've seen for a while now, especially this sort of genre film. Brilliantly done, loads of practical special effects. I thought it was brilliant. There's quite a lot of heart to it as well.
Yeah, real coherent storyline, which is nice to see in a Korean movie, because some Korean movie could sometimes be a bit of hit and miss, and this was excellent.
Yeah, I love this. Absolutely love this. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We had Jonathan Ross sat 2 rows behind us with his big cigar.
Was he behind us?
Yeah,
I
2
didn't
rows behind
realise.
us, Steve. Literally, if we turned round, you'd have stared him right in the face.
Oh, I
Not-
would have
not
shouted
me.
out,
No,
Planet
you've
of the
already
Apes
wanted
is rubbish.
to have a look at him anyway. So, but yeah, 5 stars for me.
Yep,
It's
yep.
brilliant.
This
Happily
is a
go watch this
no-brainer.
again. Yeah,
Definitely 5 stars.
happily go and watch that again. Absolutely superb. Right, we've got a few more bits and bobs, some of our normal stuff that we do. Got our Netflix pick, which is kind of based on Blair Witch, and it's the film that we've already talked about, The Guest. Again, directed by Adam Wingard, written by Simon Barrett, who did Blair Witch. This is what they can do. You know, definitely watch The Guest. It's on Netflix.
When they put their mind to it.
It's absolutely brilliant. Got Dan Stevens from Downton Abbey, would you believe, as some mental psychopath man in it. Micah Monroe from It Follows. This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant movie. It kind of jumps around with different genres and everything. It's a thriller, it's a horror, it's something, you know, it's all these things, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, great soundtrack.
Brilliant
Really
soundtrack.
drags you in.
Love it. Sort of synthwave, which is really sort of on point at the moment. A lot of people are sort of like using that. This is one of my favourite films of last year. I thought it was fantastic. Again, I've watched it maybe about 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, I think I saw that at Frightfest last year.
Yeah.
Or the year before, I can't remember.
Yeah, loved it. Absolutely brilliant movie. So definitely watch that. It's our Netflix pick of the podcast. I would say of the week, but we do these once every 3 weeks. So that's our pick at the moment. So we've got our hidden gem. Sort of go for our hidden gem now again. On that sort of horror Blair Witch theme, because we were so appalled by Blair Witch. This is why we're coming up with all these picks and everything. This is The Witch. A brilliant little movie set in New England in the 1930s. Deals with witchcraft, black magic, people sort of in the wilderness. You know, these devout Christians have been sort of ostracised from their little village, and they go out on their own to try and set up a farm and everything like that. You know, you got failing crops, kids disappearing, like babies disappearing and stuff. It's really horrible.
Yeah, everything's going wrong. I mean, you're thinking all the way through. Is it something out in the forest, or are they just going mental?
Because literally in the middle of nowhere, aren't they? No one around for absolutely miles and everything, and it's really claustrophobic as well. Even though they're in this massive space, it's a very claustrophobic movie.
Yeah, and you really do get a sense of the times and what they believed in.
Totally. Yeah, lots of sort of fear and dread, sort of, which in those days was part of their religion. Fear and dread was part of the way they were brought up and everything. Great cast. You'll recognise Chris Finch from The Office, Ralph Fiennes, or you'll recognise his voice because he does loads of adverts on TV as well. Debut of Anya Taylor-Joy, who's fantastic in it, and Kate Dickie, again, she's from Game of Thrones. You'll recognise her. Again, she's on a lot of British television, and it's a fantastic movie. Knocked me for 6. This did. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah,
really,
by the
really
Blu-ray,
creepy.
it is.
Yeah.
Absolute stunning movie.
But you got to make sure, turn all the lights off, turn the volume up, and you'll get the best sort of feeling from this film and everything. So definitely watch this film. It's a fantastic
5-star movie.
film. Absolute 5 stars. The guy that directed it, Robert Eggers, supposedly has got a remake of Nosferatu on the go, which I would be very happy to see if he sort of does it in the same sort of style and everything. You get someone else doing Nosferatu, which is obviously an all-time horror classic. I would be a bit, why are we making that for? It's a classic. But if this guy did it in the same sort of style, quite happy.
Yeah, it's always good to see good directors get interesting movies.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then we come to the best part of the podcast: hit or shit. And this week, we've got Deepwater Horizon coming out at the weekend, which we'll obviously definitely go and see and let you know what we think. Is Marky Mark Wahlberg, who I'm a big fan. Love Mark Wahlberg.
He's a very watchable actor, very natural actor.
Yeah, he's from the streets, from the hood. But I love him. Right, so let's go through some hit or shit. So, Boogie Nights.
Hit.
Massive hit. Massive hit. How he'd never got Oscar nominated or won an Oscar for that is incredible. He's absolutely brilliant in this film. Great, great movie. Three Kings.
Hit.
Yeah, hit. Great film.
Yeah, love it.
A bit of Clooney.
Yeah,
it's an awesome film.
Good cast.
The Corruptor, Chow Yun-fat.
I have to say shit.
I have to say shit because I didn't like it.
Didn't really work.
Nah. I think it was Chow Yun-fat's first English language film and it was just a bit boring. Just wasn't that great after like brilliant movies, you know, from like in Hong Kong and stuff with John Woo to The Corruptor with Mark Wahlberg. Poor Chow Yun-fat.
Shame.
The Perfect Storm.
Hit. I love the movie.
Hit.
I thought it was
yeah.
excellent.
It's an easy watch. It's a good fun movie. Bit overlong, but enjoyable. I actually really enjoyed
Great
that
special
film.
effects as well.
So yeah. Planet of the Apes.
Shit.
Basketball playing apes. Yes.
God,
Let's watch that. That's
and the
awesome.
ending makes no sense.
It is complete.
But hey,
tosh.
Jonathan Ross
thought
likes
it was the best film ever. What a
why.
great guy. The Italian Job.
Shit.
No, I thought it was alright.
I thought it was mediocre.
Statham. You can't diss a Statham movie. What's wrong with you, sir? Pain and Gain.
Hit. I really liked it.
Pain and Gain. Loads of people hate on this film.
I don't know why. I mean,
I don't
it's
get
like
it. Love it.
It's just like a bunch of morons do the perfect crime and then they proceed to fuck it up.
Fuck it up. About 5 times. You know, they could have got away with it like so many times. But yeah, it's a great film. If you get to see it, Pain and Gain on Netflix, great film.
Based on a true story.
Indeed. Transformers Age of Extinction.
Shit.
It is terrible.
3 hours of my life I'm not getting back.
Too long. Michael Bay in your face. Oh my god, what's going on? I have no idea. How come Mark Wahlberg can fire robot things? It's just, I hate it. But it's somewhat. You always go and watch it. It made like over $1 billion worldwide.
Yeah, who goes to see him all the time?
But I think it's one of the things, Steve. Is like Transformers is great. Right, you want to see giant robots battling other giant robots with humans running around like ants and stuff. So you kind of think this time they're going to make a good film. But
they promised.
Yeah, but the thing with Transformers Extinction, I would say the best thing about it is the product placement. It's so in your face. It's genius.
They're having a gun battle and go, I think I have this nice refreshing beer.
Yes, Budweiser Light. Oh yeah, giant robots. Yeah, there's some genius product play. In fact, if you've watched it, watch it again and just like make yourself aware of product placement, and it's just insanely funny. The Departed.
Hit.
Brilliant film. One of my favourite films this is of all time. I love it. Albeit based on a Korean movie, Hong Kong movie,
which is much better.
Which is fantastic. Andy Lau, brilliant film that is. I'll remember what it's called in a minute. Infernal Affairs.
Yeah, that's the one.
Brilliant film. So if you've seen The Departed, try and find Infernal Affairs. It's basically the film that Departed remade, essentially. So even though remade it fantastically, Scorsese, brilliant. Shooter.
Hit. I love it. I'm a big fan of the books and I really enjoyed the movie.
When I went and saw it at the cinema, didn't like it.
What?
But I've since seen it on telly about 8 times and I love it.
Yeah, it's just one of those really enjoyable little thrillers.
Yeah.
Shame there wasn't a sequel, really.
Yeah, no, maybe. You never know. The Happening.
You know, hit.
I'm going to say hit.
Because when I first saw this at the cinema, I thought, what is this? It's really disappointing.
I liked it.
You know, when you think of M. Shyamalan's early work, which is superb, this was a bit of his first kind of semi-disappointment. Yeah. But it works a lot better on TV. It's weird. It's one of those movies that seems to work better on TV, and I watched it recently and thoroughly enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it at the cinema, and I've enjoyed it since. I've seen it a couple of times since knowing. And, you know, I think people go home, air in the trees is killing people and stuff. Why not? If you buy into it, then it was very, very enjoyable. I think what people hated about it, no one brought into the premise. You know, so if you don't like giant robots fighting each other, you're always going to hate Transformers because they don't even look real. So you're always going to hate on it. But if you actually sort of buy into the premise of nature fighting back against people, then yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really, really good. A few crappy performances chucked in for good measure. Mark Wahlberg's not very good in it, by the way. But yeah, I like it. Max Payne.
Hit.
Oh shit!
I
It's
really
awful.
like it.
Awful.
I don't know.
awful
It's
film.
just one of those movies.
Such a mess.
I really the cinematography of it all. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Sorry,
No, rubbish. I thought it was terrible.
I have to
Don't
agree
like it at
to
all.
disagree.
The Other Guys.
Shit.
Major
Ugh,
shit.
dear.
Again, it's like what you said before about American comedy having one joke and then just stretching it over an hour and a half. This is a classic example.
This is half a joke movie stretching out an hour and a half.
Awful. So badly done. Don't like it at all.
No, it's terrible.
Ted.
Hit.
Yeah, hit. That's it just about got it right,
Yep,
I think.
I
So
think,
it's very tongue in cheek.
The Flash Gordon reference got it through.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Ted. Oh, it was great. Lone Survivor.
Hit. I enjoyed it.
Oh my god. Shit. It's
Really?
awful. It's awful. It's like war porn. It's like how many times can you shoot one person before they actually do die? Oh, and you don't have to shoot them. They have to fall halfway down a mountain as well before they maybe die. Oh no, they didn't. Oh god, I hated this film so much. It just actually annoyed me. When you know in real life, you probably find that they were shot once, died, and then he went up and shot them another 15 times. But to glorify and make them all heroes, they made out that they defended these people off for like days and days and whatever. And
Well, I'm a sucker for a war movie. And
I like a good war movie. Don't get me wrong, but this was poor at best.
I thought it was enjoyable.
No, you're wrong. No, so that's it. I think generally we do like Mark Wahlberg as an actor and everything, but he has made a few clangers along the way. But hey, got to pay those bills, right?
That's it.
Got to keep your entourage in check. Entourage, which he produced.
Yeah,
There
great
you
little
go.
series.
So it's kind of loosely based on his life, essentially. So it's interesting little fact there for you. Watch Entourage, one of the best programs on television. Right, so that's it. All done for episode 4 of Pete and Steve's Movie Madness podcast this week.
Yeah, go and see some movies.
Go see the movies. We're off tonight. We're going to go and see The Magnificent Seven and The Girl with All the Gifts, which incidentally was the surprise movie at Frightfest this year. So,
and it's supposed to be very good.
We're going to go and see.
Crossed.
Yeah, we're going to go and see what that's like tonight, and we'll be back soon with another podcast, letting you know what we think. Honestly, yeah. But we wouldn't be the Lazy Podcast Brothers if we did this every now and then. Alright guys, take it easy, like and share where you like, and let us know what you think about what we've discussed today. Bye.
Bye-bye.